Alright, so I've arrived early to a private inspection here in Thomastown, which is where we're based. But I just wanted to take the moment because I have a bit of time to speak about the Melbourne property market. Now, if you've been following the data, if you've been doing the research, you'll know that Melbourne's sort of next to take off in regards to capital growth. But in speaking to a few investors myself, and a few potential clients that want to work with us, I've noticed that a lot of them haven't considered, I guess, the downsides of buying into Melbourne. So just to sort of highlight some of those things, I just made this video to clarify those points, just so anyone entering the property market in Melbourne, looking to invest, looking to make some money, at least you know the downsides of it. So first of all, stamp duty. You've got a monstrosity of a amount that you have to pay. You're going to be paying 20 grand, close to 20 grand on a $500,000 property, and that's pretty much on the lower end in Melbourne. You've got poor landlord rulings and regulations. There's a lot of compliance that you have to go through to get your property to rental standards, and basically the laws favor the renters or the tenants. Another thing as well is the yields you'll get in Melbourne, especially Melbourne Metro. They're going to be very poor. You're not going to be able to, like in Queensland, buy for 500, rent for 600 a week. You can't do that down here. It's just the way the market is. If you're lucky, you'll buy at 550 and you'll rent for 450 or 500 if you're lucky, like I said. And even at those very optimistic rental returns, those optimistic yields, you'll most likely have holding costs somewhere around the $15,000 mark, because you can't forget that there are also added investor taxes down here. For whatever reason, the Victorian state government feels like investors are the enemy, so they've decided to tax landlords that are owning properties down here. So I'd say, the biggest concern for buying into Melbourne is the holding costs. If you can withstand $15,000 to $20,000 worth of holding costs, and you can look at the capital growth upside and have a long-term mindset, you'll do very well down here. But if you can't sustain that, it might be worth looking into other regions like Queensland, even better yields. Sooner, you get that growth a lot sooner because it's a little bit later in the growth cycle up that way. Whereas here, you will be holding on to it for a little while before you start to see some real gains as well. So that's why I made this video. Hopefully the agent's here soon and I can get into the property, but I hope that helps. Anyone looking to buy into Melbourne, please consider the holding cost and the additional costs associated with buying down here.